Hello everyone and welcome back to the welcome back into the yes say hi Vanessa.
Hi, welcome back to our podcast.
Yeah,
We in our movie
yeah, yeah, the
podcast.
VNR movie podcast. This has been like she's you know as it's been stated already, I am in Japan where it's cold right now and
Ye-
she's in Australia where it's
Yes,
hot right now and she does not feel like sharing her screen with us.
yes, it's just like hot, and I got no fan in my room, and I got window open it both for long, and just like so all the hotness will come down.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. We can manage as long as they can hear us.
Yes,
You
they
know,
can.
I'm gonna kill my video at least for a little bit as well because you know
Yeah,
I don't know, I feel like my PC is being a little bit overtaxed right now.
yes,
But hey, that's fine. We've still got some visuals to enjoy. We've got we've got V right up right here because the VNR movie podcast.
movie podcast.
Like you can see what I'm showing, right? I mean, you should.
Yes, I can see.
Okay, great. Which is okay.
It is.
What was the last thing we streamed about?
It was the more it wasn't about the cast that almost got replaced. Who got
Um.
almost got considered the role.
Well, yeah, that was the last stream we actually did. But what was the last episode we did? That's what I meant. It was
Episode.
Batman. It was when we did the Batman
Yeah,
Batman animated movies.
Batman.
Yeah, that was a that was fun. It didn't do well. Like it didn't do as well as that highlight
Yeah.
I uploaded about the production of Sailor Moon,
Yes.
which you know whether it was watched by one person 45 times or if 45 different people watched it, that's still like I mean, god damn it, why why the fuck aren't you subscribed?
I
Like we
know.
only have 10 subscribers, but at least one person, okay, whether it was one person who watched that video 45 times or was 45 different people watching it, like
Yeah.
like over 140 people watched our Queen Elizabeth episode. What? Why the
I
fuck aren't you subscribed? You ought to be subscribed. I mean, what the fuck is the problem? Why aren't you subscribed? Do I have to start a fucking OnlyFans? What do I have to do? Tell me what you want so I can tell you to fuck off and subscribe anyway.
know. Yeah.
Subscribe. Subscribe to our fucking
Subscribe.
podcast.
Subscribe. Subscribe to our podcast because you haven't. If not, we will be like you'll be having another meltdown.
Maybe I will. I
Yes,
mean,
you will. Maybe you will. Maybe you're not.
you should be fucking subscribed to us. Everyone in the
Yes.
world should be subscribed to us. Like
I know. You should be
VNR
like
for VNR forever. VNR
being up
rules the
forever.
world.
Yes, around the world and like become like. just be
Sign
like
your
Logan
sign your souls over to us.
Yes, and we should like follow us. You should be like follow us, and you just like we'd be like Logan Paul levels or like I don't know Kay Fisher
Uh,
level.
yeah, I guess. And whatever. Anyway, we're doing the what our episode is on is like 10. We're looking at 5 movies that almost were. We're looking at some fairly popular movies and some less than popular movies, and like I do this
Yes.
episode because sometimes it's really interesting to see how like a movie could have ended up, and I guess one thing to consider is when does when you're looking at the production of a movie, what do you consider to be like when a project starts and ends?
Um, should be like a year.
Well, yeah, well, sure, but what I think I'm just going to like include like everything that was like every project, whether it was what ended up on screen or not, like everything that was well, okay, it's kind of hard to explain now, but I think people will know what I'm talking about when we get there. So
Yeah.
but we don't need to worry about that right now with the first movie that we're looking at, which is
Yeah.
hold on, it's coming, it's coming.
Coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Ooh, Frozen.
Yeah, we're looking at earlier concepts for Disney's Frozen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's actually a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And so but before we do that, let's talk about the movie that we actually got. What did you think of Frozen?
Back then, it was overhyped back in 2013.
It was alright.
It was overhyped.
It was overhyped.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was. I mean, when something becomes popular, it will tend to kind of you will kind of get sick of it a little bit.
Yes.
But
Helen, you go first.
But having said that, I fucking love the movie. I've revisited it a few times, over the years, and every single time it remains like an amazingly, an amazingly entertaining, beautiful, awesome movie.
Yes.
Like, it's not my favorite of the Disney animated movies, but it's I think it's actually really good.
Yeah. It's like be honest, like my niece loves Frozen, and I sit there so watch Frozen before, and I mean I like it now, but
Yeah, the movie
back
is.
then it was overhyped.
Yeah, no surprise that this movie's biggest fans tend to be young children.
Yes. Exactly. Like my niece just loves the song "Let It Go."
Oh yeah, Let It Go.
Yeah.
That's a. I mean, that's okay.
Also great.
I think Let It Go is actually one of the best. I think it's better than any song from The Lion King, to be honest.
It is. It is. It is a great song, but back then, back then was so overhyped, and now
Yeah,
I
it
like
was.
it.
I'm not going to say that it wasn't. Like, it was everywhere. That, like, even though I never
Yes.
like hated on the movie, I did also kind of like feel the I felt what everybody else kind of got sick of.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to look at some of the earlier concepts for Frozen now, and some of this. Okay, Frozen. Okay, so Frozen is based loosely on the Hans Christian Andersen story, The Snow Queen,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I was going to say that.
and there were ideas to, like, Walt Disney himself had ideas to adapt this movie back in, like, adapt that story back in the 40s.
Yeah.
Um, so
That's pretty
and
awesome.
yeah, and Walt Disney's original idea was to do a biographical film about Hans Christian Andersen,
Alright.
with Metro Goldwyn Mayer handling the live action portions, and Disney would do the animated shorts based on the various fairy tales that would be interjected throughout the hypothetical film.
Yes.
Yeah, but there were production difficulties with the Snow Queen because of World War II, and
Yes.
yeah, and so yeah, and so the project was eventually scrapped. Metro Goldwyn Mayer eventually
Yeah.
released their own version of the biopic a few years later.
Yes. I they also did I know it's not a part. They also did a Frozen musical as well.
Um, I didn't know that. I'm not surprised though. Disney has done other like Broadway musicals based on the animated films.
Yes.
During the development of Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom in the 1970s, one of the intended rides for Fantasyland was to be based on the fairy tale, including a piece of concept art by Mark Davis.
Yeah.
I won't be able to show you that. I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I did pull that up. Like, let's take a little detour. Okay, doesn't look like it. Glenn Keane was involved in during attempts to develop a film in the 1990s, but left the project in 2002 in order to start development work on what would become Tangled.
Oh really?
Yeah, which is another film I like a lot.
Yeah.
According to the book Disney War, a turn of the millennium pitch, for what was then called the Snow Queen, had the titular character as the lead, being a monarch who froze all her potential power-hungry suitors before becoming both a literal and figurative defrosting ice queen once she meets a true-hearted man. A few storyboards and 3D models still exist for this version.
Yeah, I heard.
One of the Michael Eisner era pictures involved aging up the children and making Kai Snow Queen the main pairing and depicting Gerda as a shallow gold digger villain. Who are they? There's no
I couldn't see Elsa that.
there's no yeah, but there's no context for who there's no context for who Kai is.
Yeah.
There's no context for who Kai and Gerda are. Are they people from the original fairy tale?
I think so.
I actually have a tome of Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales, but it's back in Australia.
Do we?
Yeah, well, I do.
Ah.
Yeah,
I
it's
see.
it's a book I have.
Ah.
In,
you
Au-
know,
in,
yeah.
in,
my
Aus-
bad.
in Australia. I didn't take it with me to Japan. Anyway,
Yeah.
Eisner at one point suggested doing the film with John Lasseter at Pixar, when the two studios would get their contracts renewed. Furthermore, Alan Menken and Glenn Slater were originally tasked with writing the songs. One of those, Love Can't Be Denied, received a public release before Menken left the project.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Must be interesting.
Hold on. I'm about to get to the actual. I'm actually about to get to the ideas that were, being thrown around for Frozen. Just let me get my some water.
Yeah. Yes.
You speak to the audience.
So yeah. So so basically like the production team had then addressed the film's problems like drafting several variation on the Snow Queen story until until the characters in the story felt relevant.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay. I'm back. If you want to finish what you were saying, go ahead.
yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want. So you don't want to finish?
I
Okay.
can go. I can continue like.
Okay then.
So yeah, do you know Anna was based on the garage character from the Snow Queen. Like I'll give the pronouncing like the name
I don't know anyone from the Snow Queen.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't. I only know that that Elsa was loosely based on the titular Snow Queen.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I
My bad.
Can I continue now?
Yeah. Let's continue.
Okay, Frozen was originally announced as a traditionally animated film.
Yeah.
I think I would like to see that. Honestly, we don't get enough of that.
Yes, we don't.
Um, Kristoff and Anna were originally children, like in the original story, but were given an age lift and renamed from their original Kai and Gerda.
Yeah, that's why the Garo. Yeah, that's why the second one I was meant to mention. Yeah, I can't pronounce that.
Okay.
Garo.
At one point in early development, the film was intended to be an anthropomorphic animal adaptation of the Snow Queen.
Ooh.
So
Mhm.
like a Robin Hood, Disney's Robin Hood,
Yeah.
or Zootopia, I guess. I wonder what animals they would have been.
I think it was like snow bears.
I mean,
Polar bears.
would a Kristoff actually be a reindeer?
Maybe.
What
Who
would
knows?
what animal would Elsa be? Would she be like some kind of white owl?
Um, should be a yeah, a bit right now, or could be like a polar bear.
Yeah, I can actually no, I think Anna would be the polar bear.
Yeah. I see it as like a snowman.
Okay, I
A
bet.
snowwoman.
Okay, the Duke of Weaseltown would probably actually be a weasel.
Well,
So anyway, I'm gonna proceed.
yeah.
An early plot for Frozen, as revealed in a making-of documentary, is that peasant girl Gerda visited the Snow Queen to freeze her heart after a heartbreak.
Oh, really?
So I guess that's so I guess um
Yeah.
Gerda approached Elsa to to be like, please kill me, I guess.
Yes.
That's pretty fucking dark.
Yes, it
Um
is.
Elsa and Anna were originally unrelated. After making them sisters, but still during the point where Elsa was the villain, a few drafts
Yeah.
had Elsa as flat out resentful toward Anna due to her not being ostracized for having power, or being a rebellious princess cursing her sister for the coldness of her heart.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's yeah.
that's real dark. Um,
It is.
when they eventually tried to make a live action adaptation of Frozen, I think that's an idea they should explore. Or
Yes.
maybe, don't do a live action remake of Frozen, but I don't think that's a bad idea to explore.
It's not. They did a musical, but it would be great to actually do like live action.
Um, I also went through the most changes before the film's story was finalized, going from
Oh,
an
really?
going from an out and out villain to a sympathetic protagonist throughout development. In the earliest draft, she was going to be a villain, playing the "God save us from the Queen" trope straight. I'm reading this from TV Tropes, by the way, if anyone's curious.
Yeah.
She went through various visual and story designs before it was finally decided to make her a sympathetic character instead.
Yeah.
Um, One version that stuck around for a while in development, when she was still written as the Big Bad, was Elsa as a rebellious princess whose powers went a secret. The first cut song that Robert Lopez and Christian Anderson Lopez created after being hired, We Know Better, emphasized this. Elsa never acted like what was expected out of a classic princess, rejecting pink clothing, hating acting demure, and constantly pulling mischievous pranks on others. Being ostracized for both this behavior and her ice powers by both her peers and adults alike had her pull a let them be evil alike
She.
had her pull a let them be let them then had her pull a then let me be evil.
Oh, wow.
Let It Go was originally intended to be a villain song. I think a few people know that nowadays.
Yes, today.
It was originally meant to mark the let me be evil change. But the lyrics ultimately inspired the writers into rewriting the character and the movie as a whole.
Yes.
Elsa was originally supposed to purposefully cause the eternal winter instead of unintentionally causing it.
Yeah. I didn't know all those things. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very interesting stuff, really.
Elsa was originally going to be a hammy villain voiced by Megan Mullally. Do you know who that is? You don't know who that is?
No.
Okay, I don't know who either. She was going to be based on both Betty Midler. I don't know who that is. Do you?
No.
Okay, but she was going to be based on her and I know who this person is, Amy Winehouse.
Oh yes.
We only said goodbye with words. I die 100 times.
Yeah. I don't listen to any of her songs.
Even when her voice actress was changed to Idina Menzel, she kept the campiness for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna skip that. At one point in development, Elsa's hair was going to be black in order to contrast her even more with her strawberry blonde sister Anna.
Oh, really? That'd be like nice to see her with her black hair.
Yeah. Her hair was also spiky in most designs, including the one they were going to go with if they had kept Elsa as a villain.
Ooh.
I'm gonna ignore some of the design choices because I actually pulled some concept art.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm gonna skip that. Elsa was meant to intentionally freeze Anna's heart.
Oh really?
Yeah. In Cool With Me, she actually does intentionally freeze it at the end. Although
she did.
although unknown if this was meant to kill Anna, the lyrics imply her aim was to get Anna to understand her better.
Yeah. Wow, that's really dark.
In Cool With Me, Elsa bends her identity as Elsa and wants to be referred to as the Snow Queen.
Ooh.
There's actually some dialogue for that here.
What?
Yeah. I'll read for both Elsa and Anna.
Yeah.
Elsa is dead. Now instead you'll address me as the Snow Queen. No way.
Huh?
Well, actually, nah, no way.
Wow.
In at least
That is.
you were saying?
Pardon? Yeah, I was like, I can't believe I missed that in the movie.
Oh well, things happen.
Yeah, he does.
In at least one draft, Elsa froze her own heart because she was left at the altar on her wedding day.
Well, really, who she get married to? Wow. That's sad. She got left by the altar.
There was a storyboard and voice-acted scene where Elsa uses her powers to torture two of Hans's guards that come searching for Anna.
Ooh, well, that will have to say, buddy.
Jeez. The writers went back and forth on the question of whether Elsa or Anna was more popular with the townspeople. Different scripts varied on whether the citizens of Arendelle hated Elsa or loved her, and whether Anna was in her sister's shadow or favored over Elsa. Spring Pageant and More Than Just Despair have Elsa as well loved by her people, while We Know Better and Cool With Me depict her as feared.
Yeah.
The draft of the script that included Spring Pageant and More Than Just Despair also seemed to be the one where the following deleted scenes originated. I'm going to skip that.
Yeah.
Sven was originally going to have only one antler, Earlier drafts
Really?
earlier drafts also had him named Thor.
Oh, wow, Thor, wow.
Do you
That's
think
surprising.
do you think they had to change that because of the growing popularity of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I think so.
Yeah, that's certainly a possibility.
Yes, it is. Must be.
Um, there were originally going to be more snowmen other than Olaf and
Really?
Marshmallow. The snowmen would eventually go on a rampage, hurting everyone in their path, something that Elsa was against. Marshmallow also was originally supposed to be a larger version of Olaf, with giant tree trunks for arms. Olaf was originally one of Elsa's henchmen, snowmen, that she actively. He was more annoying than naive, loved food, and had a good sense of smell. I also thought of the
Oh, wow.
snowman.
That's
Yeah,
so different stories.
also thought of the snowman she created Olaf on, but despite being more
Yeah.
villainous in this draft, had empathy for him, always include him.
Oh, wow.
Um,
That's
some
pretty good.
some concept art shows a polar bear character.
Damn.
Yeah, I actually suggested that Anna would have been a polar bear if they did that whole anthropomorphic animal thing.
Yeah.
Kristoff was originally going to have a larger role in the climax. Knocking Hans out after the guy has a villainous second wind and tries to attack again. This was wisely cut so that the focus be kept on the two sisters where it belonged, rather than a battle between two male characters. I wouldn't put it that way, but I do think keeping the focus on the sisters was the best decision.
Yes, it is.
Kristoff's introduction was also initially going to be to have him come off as more of a jerk. The cut scene also has him giving the last name as Bjorgman.
Yeah.
Um, Early on, Kristoff was also going to have a rather sad musical montage explaining to Anna why he disliked humans.
Ooh.
Apparently,
Oh, this is dark.
yeah, apparently it was condensed to just the reindeers are better than people.
Yeah.
An early script had Elsa crashing Anna's wedding with an army of snowmen and kidnapping her to be with her to be her, crashing Anna's wedding with an army of snowmen and kidnapping her to be with her to be with they had with her twice. Somebody needs to edit this. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway, kidnap her to be with the mountains, then intentionally freezing her heart.
Oh, wow.
There was originally going to be a lady regent who was entirely loyal to the crown, to put a twist on the
Yes.
villainous advisors, and that she would be a good witch. She was removed because there wasn't time for her.
Ah. This is like dark, really be honest, this is dark.
I think a lot of the yeah the if they kept all this in, it would have been too much for a 90-minute movie.
Yeah, and plus,
uh,
Disney won't allow it anyway, so that'll be a bit kids friendly.
I
I don't know.
mean, maybe I don't know, maybe they would, and I don't know. It
Yeah.
depends. It all depends on the execution.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm gonna skip. Let's skip this. Skip that.
Oh boy, it's so hot. I'm not born to death. Oh.
There were also several cut songs.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What were they?
I don't know. That's a very long section. I don't think I.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Just
think we.
choose one or two.
Yeah, I don't think we have the time to
No.
get into them
no,
all.
don't. Yeah.
Let's see. The rock trolls were a relatively late addition to the story. Originally, they were designed as more traditional fairy trolls.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Hmm. Um.
it'd be okay.
Okay, I think that's enough of Frozen.
Yes, Frozen, yes.
Apparently, Elsa was originally also going to have blue skin.
I would love to see that. With her blue skin and like black hair.
So yeah, as I said, I also pulled some concept art for Frozen. This is the only movie I pulled
Yeah.
concept art for. Well, technically,
Yeah. See,
but
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, this is Elsa, a version of Elsa with Anna.
Oh, she looks. Oh my god,
Yeah, I mean, looks like
scary.
looks like she has a coat of like little white woodland critters.
Yeah, cause all like, yeah, could be.
Yeah, she does look like a villain.
Yeah,
I
yes,
think that's
she
a bit.
does.
I do like that design though,
Yeah, I do too.
and she has blue skin.
Yeah, I love the design.
Yeah,
I don't like the hair.
here's something else,
Ooh,
and
that one I like.
and you can see Elsa like bent at the hip. So she's either
Yes.
she's either really tall, or this is a one of the earlier concepts for child Anna.
I think, but that looks scary, kind of scary.
Yeah, it
That looks.
looks like Anna has boobs though, so maybe she's not a
Yes,
child.
and like the white snow queen, she just looks kind of scary,
Yeah, kind of.
kind of. But like this, like Anna, see her face, looks like she's like gonna cry and was scared.
I mean, who knows? I think how much more do I
Yes.
have? Yeah, I think this is the last bit of concept art I have, and this is more Elsa.
Ooh, that one I like.
Yeah, which one? Left or right?
Oh, both.
Okay, looks like she's got long flowing robes and maybe a staff on the left side,
Yeah.
and the one on the right is closer to what she filmed.
Actually,
She looks like she has a villainous look on her face though.
yeah. She does on the white one.
Yep. I
The
think
white
that,
look at her face, and I love those art. Then like first two is like the first one was like scary, the second was kind of scary, but the other one looks hot.
well
You know, right?
there isn't that much communicating her character here. I mean, other than I guess a
Yeah,
scary face.
yeah,
So I think we're up to the next movie now. Yep.
yes. That's
And
my
this is
Blood Eight.
yeah, Planet of the Apes, 2001,
I,
directed by Tim Burton.
yeah, and that has my camel.
Yeah, Mark Hamill. No,
Ages.
not Mark Hamill.
No, my camel. Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. And this
My
is
bad. I apologize.
yeah, Mark Wahlberg as fucking I don't remember his name, and
Lost father.
Tim Roth as General Thade.
Yeah.
So so they so after Battle for the Planet of the Apes, Fox had been spending like a long time trying to make another Planet of the Apes movie,
Yes.
and so this is a movie that we got. I'm not a big fan of it.
I liked it because I got the whole original series. I started from the original into the last original, the last, and I watched this remake. Yeah, and I think the movie was good, but it was a long time I've seen it, so I don't remember as much.
I don't think this is the worst Planet. I don't think this is the worst Tim Burton movie.
It's not.
It's certainly not his best. It's not the worst movie of either Mark Wahlberg's or Tim Roth's career.
Yeah,
The ape makeup is pretty incredible. Still holds up really well.
it
The
does.
music is pretty great.
Yeah.
The twist ending. A lot of people hate it. I
What
get
happened?
I get it, but I don't think it's like the worst thing about it.
Yeah. So basically, the twist ending was about when the place took over Earth.
Pardon?
Is it the twist ending about taking over the planet that took over the planet Earth?
Basically,
Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
so yeah, S-
It's
um,
like a new reality.
so like even though after Battle for the Planet of the Apes, various apes projects were like greenlit and cancelled before this one got greenlit. I'm going to include every project that was scraped before this one started.
Yes.
And some of these ideas are pretty fucking like out there, and I think would have been made for a pretty awesome movie.
Yes.
Okay, the first attempt to reboot the series, titled Return to the Planet of the Apes, was pitched by Adam Rifkin in 1988. It was an alternate.
Yeah.
It was an alternate sequel to the first film, set 100 years after, with the apes having a Roman-esque civilization and using humans as slave labor. A descendant of
Well.
Charlton Heston's character, um, who would be played by either Charlie Sheen or Tom Cruise, would lead a human revolt, basically making the film Spartacus with apes.
Ooh.
Yeah, Vic
Also,
Baker. Oh, sorry, you were saying?
yeah, also, all love Tom Cruise. The
Yeah,
Mark
yeah,
Mark
this
Wahlberg.
yeah, this sounds like an alright movie.
Yes.
Vic Baker was attached to do the makeup, and Denny Elfman was going to score the film. Yeah, and ironically, Danny Elfman would later score this film right here that we're actually looking at.
Yeah.
Um, Peter Jackson reworked Rifkin's idea in 1992 into a Renaissance-esque setting, starring an old Da Vinci-like ape, an old Da Vinci-like chimpanzee inventor played by Woody McDowell, who
Yes.
who who had also appeared in all the previous Planet of the Apes films, I think.
Ooh. That's pretty okay.
Yeah, yeah, and he had to hide a human ape hybrid from the orangutan Inquisition while the human rebellion was going on.
Ooh.
But yet another rotation of Fox executives shut that idea down.
Yeah.
Oliver Stone was attached in 1993 following a rumor that he was interested in directing a Planet of the Apes remake. He wasn't. In fact, after being told of the rumor by Foxes, he went to watch the films that he had not yet, and told the studio that they were awful. Which, fuck you, Oliver Stone. The first Planet of the Apes movie is a fucking masterpiece.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Which I haven't seen in a long time.
He was, however, interested in being an executive producer to a new film that would discard all previous Planet of the Apes mythos, centered instead on the discovery of a cryogenically frozen Vedic apes which would hold the secret numeric codes to the Bible that foretold the end of civilizations. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? What?
That would be so much good.
I mean, that's a fucking bizarre idea, but I kind of like
Yes.
it. But if you want to hear bizarre ideas, hold your breath because that's nothing compared to this.
No.
And this idea, I really wish we could have got.
Which one?
Plagued with references to Led Zeppelin, Altered States, Lost in Space, and The Lord of the Rings, but none to Planet of the Apes, Return opens with a sudden world plague of newborn progeria that is threatening to destroy humanity in the near future.
Ooh. That sounds so good.
Disgraced scientist Robert Plant determines that it is the result of a genetic type bomb in human DNA and travels to Africa 102,000 years in the past to locate the methocrodrial Eve and keep her away from whatever infected her. Eve is a child named Eve, but spelled A-I-V.
Yeah.
And the whatever is a medieval-esque civilization of gorilla-like hominids at war with humans. In the end, Plant and his pregnant colleague succeed, and she gives birth to a healthy boy named Adam. The religious angle proposed by Stone was otherwise limited to a scene where Plant makes a prayer, and an ape identifies it as his own.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
Hold on, I'm not even done yet. I'm not even done yet.
Yeah, I know.
Arnold Schwarzenegger signed to play Plant. Stan Winston was doing the effects. Philip Noyce was directing, and Fox allocated $100 million to start filming immediately. But in the last moment, Fox executive Dylan Sellers decided that the script could be improved with comedy, and demanded in particular that Plant saw a group of apes trying to play baseball, and he taught them to do it properly. Hayes refused, Sellers fired him, Noyce quit the project, and it fell back into development hell.
That would be awesome. That is wicked.
Yeah, I mean, well, what? I really wish we saw that.
Yeah, same now. That would be wicked. That would be awesome.
Yeah, fuck you, Fox.
Yeah, I know, right? Fuck you, Fox / Disney.
I mean, well, yeah, but you know, Disney had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, but I know about the rebooting the Planet of the Apes, so.
I don't think they're rebooting Planet of the Apes yet.
Yeah, they are. They announced it.
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm gonna look into that myself. Chris Columbus and Sam Hamm wrote a more comedic and kid-friendly script in 1995. Boo. The Progeria plague still opened the film, but was caused by germs brought by a chimp astronaut from space. The team of scientists then used the chimp spaceship to go to his home planet, Sora, in search for a cure, and what followed was very much like the original novel by Pierre Boulle, with technologically advanced apes ruled by despotic Lord Zeus. Hold on, you just sent, what did you send me a photo? What did you send me?
It's in the screenshot of the announcement.
The next installment of the Planet of the Apes franchise was announced back in 2019, and now Disney has given it an official release date. It doesn't say anything about a reboot though.
Oh, but I don't know about that. I'm just guessing will be a remake or reboot.
It can't be a reboot. Please don't let it be a reboot. Just follow off what the last 3 movies have done. Those movies were really fucking good.
They were.
Anyway, where was I?
Yes.
Oh yeah, and there were going to be 2 baseball scenes. The scientists would discover that Sora was once inhabited by intelligent humans that colonized Earth before they nuked themselves back to the Stone Age, and that ape technology and culture was entirely stolen from these ancient humans or TV emissions from Earth, including topless ape dancers. Okay.
Fair enough.
They would eventually be captured, with one of them being killed and the other 2 being filmed having sex to a gorilla cover of Staying Alive.
Oh my.
They also discovered the cure in a talking girl named Josie, but on their return after 74 years in hypersleep, they find the Earth has been overrun by apes. The film ends with a shot of the Statue of Liberty, whose face has been carved into a smiling apes.
Ooh,
I mean,
that sounds pretty heavy. Sounds heavy.
yeah. I haven't read the original novel yet.
Yeah.
Like
I never knew.
Like I don't have it yet either. James Cameron took the helm as producer after Columbus dropped out in 1996, and went back to the idea of making an alternate sequel to the first film, but refused to write or direct because he was too busy doing Titanic.
Oh.
The treatment called for the use of stock footage showing the opening of the original Planet of the Apes, except this time there would be a chimpanzee research facility next to the crash site. Zira and Cornelius's time travel in Escape would change history and result in an ape society dominated by chimpanzee scientists rather than orangutan priest judges. The script then cuts to a second spaceship crashing that carried the protagonist, whom Arnold was still attached to play. So Arnold Schwarzenegger is still attached to the series at this point.
Yes.
And follows him as he arrives in an ape city ruled by a Caligula-esque chimpanzee gibbon hybrid, descendant of Caesar. What version of Caesar?
Exactly.
And befriends
like a Terminator?
I don't know. And befriends an old orangutan that directs him to the still living Taylor, now father and leader of a tribe of intelligent humans that use guns. Landon leads another human tribe, and Dodge is the one lobotomized with a twist. Michael Bay was suggested to direct before Peter Hyams signed in 1998. Fox rejected Hyams, however, and both Cameron and Schwarzenegger dropped out.
That sounds okay. Like I could see James Cameron just doing the if he didn't do the Titanic, I would see him doing the Planet of the Apes.
I think they should just do the. I think they should just do Terry Hayes' original script.
Yeah.
Just do that. Okay, Disney, if you want to reboot Planet of the Apes, give us that movie.
Yes.
Don't change a word. Or do something else. Do like Planet of the Lizards.
Yes.
Planet of the Fish People.
Or the Planet of the Sharks.
Yeah, Planet of the Sharks.
Sharks.
Planet of the Owls. Just use that script for something.
Yes, or Planet of the Tiger.
Okay. Now we're up to Tim Burton's movie.
Yes.
Okay. Originally, the movie was going to be called The Visitor.
Really?
Yeah. Tim Burton wanted to give a Cornelius-like role to his friend Paul Rubens, but neither he or Burton could. But neither actor or character was included in the end.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp did a makeup test for an unspecified role.
And I'm guessing it's not in the movie.
No. Tiffany Smith was cast as Ari, and also did makeup tests before being replaced by Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
She ultimately was given a cameo as Thade's sister.
I didn't know.
Ari was originally going to be an ape princess and the romantic interest, but Fox didn't want to do a human-ape romance because they thought it was weird and unnatural. Yeah. Tim Burton offered to just have the relationship be platonic, but Fox still said no. Thade was originally going to be a killer gorilla, but Tim Burton changed him to a chimpanzee. because
Yeah.
Vic Baker said that that chimps were meaner.
Yes.
Um, Female chimpanzees were originally going to not have eyebrows.
Really, that'd be funny.
Actually, they were given eyebrows not because they were deemed, not because they were funny, but because they were like too unsettling.
Ah,
It looks like that in this shot that male chimps don't have eyebrows themselves.
no, doesn't look like it.
Limbo, I don't know who that is. Oh yeah, okay, I know. Limbo was originally going to like turn good.
Huh?
But Tim Burton and Paul Giamatti agree that it was a lame idea.
Yeah, see.
Um, the original ending actually carried over Chris Columbus' script and had Leo crash in a Yankee stadium during a baseball game.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, the camera then pans out to the Statue of Liberty that has been remodeled into a grinning ape.
Yes.
Um,
That's this ending.
yeah, and there were originally going to be sequels, but after the film's poor reception, they decided to just reboot it.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sure James. Yeah. That sucks. That'd be good if they did a sequel, like if they like did well.
As interesting as any of those ideas would have been, I think I want to see Terry Hayes's version of the movie.
Yes.
Like in some version, it doesn't even have to be a movie. Like just give us like a comic book adaptation,
Or like a fan made.
or something. Like I don't know if a fan could like really adapt that script
Yes,
because
like a fan film, like a
like
film.
it sounds really expensive. Like Fox would have given that a budget of $100 million.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I don't have $100 million.
I can get $100 million.
Really? How?
I'm a girl.
How?
I can just put my legs up on the streets.
Well,
It's a joke.
I'll start living as a girl, and we'll make that money even faster.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Give me an excuse to finally do it. Yeah, whatever. Nice idea, but we've gotten some plenty good Planet of the Apes movies over the last decade.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
here's the next movie. The Works.
Never seen that.
Of course, yeah, you've never seen this movie because this
Never.
movie was never made.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this movie, starting production in the late 70s, would have been the first ever computer animated film.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and the curious thing about this film is that people that worked on and eventually turned away from this project would later go on to work for Pixar and DreamWorks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you might not have had if this movie was made, you might not have had Toy Story.
Nah, or
You-
DreamWorks.
Yeah, you might not have had Wall-E. You might not have had The Incredibles.
Frozen.
Yeah.
Not Frozen. It's Disney.
Well,
you don't have,
you might not have had Frozen because it was because of Pixar's immense success that they started their own CGI animated films division.
yeah, until Disney bought him in 2006.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but you also might not have had Shrek.
Oh no, you wanna have a How to Train Your Dragon or Big Hero 6. I'm pretty sure that's.
Well, Big Hero 6 was that's a Marvel property, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah, it was produced by Disney, I think.
Well, yeah,
Pixar, I'm not too sure.
let's actually talk about the movie.
Yes.
Um, let's see. The film was developed by the staff of the Computer Graphics Lab in association with the New York Institution of Technology in Old Westbury, New York. The film was inspired by the original meaning of the word robot, derived from robota, work, a word found in many Slavic languages. The
Oh,
film,
wow.
the film was originally intended to be approximately 19 minutes long, although less than 10 minutes were known to be produced.
Mm.
A trailer for the film was screened at SIGGRAPH in 1982. The project was also resulted in other groundbreaking computer animations such as 3DV, Sunstone, Inside a Quark, and some segments of the short film The Magic Egg of 1984.
Wow.
Let's look at the plot. The
Yes.
story was written by Lance Williams. Um, Apparently it was never finalized, but it was centered around ipso facto, a charming elliptical robot, and the heroine, a young female pilot nicknamed T Square. The story was set
Yeah.
at some time in the distant future when a malfunctioning robot, the Works, I'm guessing the Works is the name of the robot, triggered a
Yeah.
devastating last world war, but then realizing what it had done, set out to repopulate the planet entirely with robots. T Square was T Square, who worked and lived in a nearby asteroid belt, vowed to journey to Earth and fight to make it safe for the return of her fellow spacefaring humanity. Many staff members contributed designs and modeled characters and sets under coordination of art director Bill Maher, who created blueprint-style designs for T Square and many of the 25 robots called for by the script. Dick Lundin, legendary for his exhaustive and elaborate designs, created and animated a huge mining ship and the gigantic robot ant, which was to be one of the villains in control of the Earth.
That sounds impressive. That sounds okay. So only some like.
Yeah, sounds like it has a lot of sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I guess is appropriate given the this being a breakthrough in use of computers actually making a movie.
Yes.
Um,
No, I would like to watch.
okay, I'm reading from the Wikipedia article, but I'm not going to read all of it.
Yes.
The founder of TY New York Institute of Technology, entrepreneur and eccentric millionaire Dr. Alexander Skewer had a long and ardent interest in animation. He was a great admirer of Walt Disney and dreamed of making animated features like those from the golden age of theatrical animation. He had already created a traditional animated facility at the New York Institute of Technology after visiting the University of Utah and seeing the potential of computer technology in the form of a computer drawing program Sketchpad. He told his people to pour over the Utah Research Center to give him one of everything they had. He then established the NYIT Computer Graphics Lab, buying state-of-the-art equipment and hiring many researchers from throughout the computer graphics field.
Ooh.
Yeah, so this guy, he brought a lot of experts in the use of computers together to try and make this animated film possible.
It's like they should have like released it. I don't know why they stopped.
Well, that's because this film was in production for a long ass time.
Yeah.
Like like it was in production like 15 years before Toy Story came into production.
Yeah.
And they not only did they have to make this movie, they also had to create the technology to make it.
Yes.
Like the technology just wasn't there. Like they needed to like make this. Like imagine making a movie, not just making the movie, but you also need to make your own camera,
Yeah, that's true.
make your own microphone.
Yes. Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's the technology. Yeah, I see now. Yeah, okay.
And the thing is, like this movie, like this movie also spawned like so many technological breakthroughs
Yeah.
that led to the creation of Toy Story and Pixar and DreamWorks. So
Yes.
like even though this movie was never made or released, it's actually still an important. It's still rather
History.
important.
You
Hello?
okay?
Oh yeah, just you hadn't said anything. I was worried that you might have dropped out.
No, it's like I just like if we're like you're right. It's like remember them we want to have those kind of movies today. Even for the works, we want to have like other Pixar, DreamWorks, or like Shrek, or like Toy Story. Really, like they're like history. So if they've never made it, if they never did the works, they would never like found it. Like they would never do like any animations.
Yeah,
That
it's genuine. It's genuinely a shame that all the work that went into this movie
I
by
don't know.
yeah it just wasn't meant to be.
Disappointed now.
Yeah. Oh, we've still got some other movies to look
Yes,
at,
I guess.
and this is the wait, yeah, and I also put some concepts for
Oh my god, that'd be so great.
yeah. I mean, obviously very primitive compared to what we have now, but keep in mind that
Yes.
yeah, keep in mind how that this was made like during the
Like in
80s
the
probably.
80s. I know.
Got some. You have some robots, some
Just like when like video
spaceships.
games were releasing as well.
Yeah, it does kind of have a retro, video game kind of look.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, it has. It'll be still good. Oh, I wish like someone would like, release it, like continue on
Yeah, I
into the
mean,
project, because that'd be good.
yeah, maybe Disney will buy it.
Yeah, this will never.
I mean, who knows?
Who knows? Up until the leader, like founder.
I don't know. Like the reason why this movie never happened is because people just lost interest in having to do everything themselves.
Yeah. Oh, if I might try to do the works.
But good luck. I mean,
Yeah, well,
you are studying IT, so I guess it's possible on your end.
yes,
And
it is.
yeah, and I have a cert for in screen media, so yeah, I could certainly help with the concepts and the direction and the editing and the writing.
Yeah, and I consider the programming.
Yeah. So
I can find something done the Yeah,
let's move on. I have one more picture for the works.
yes. Ooh, I
Yeah.
like that one.
Yeah, this is looks very you can tell how old this is.
It's got
What?
2, 3. Um, in the picture.
What'd you say?
It looks like she has like 3 heads, like 3 eyes or 4 eyes.
I don't
Because how the shape.
I don't think so. I mean, I just see I see two eyes. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, no, see, that could be like behind over 2 more. You might see behind, but like probably they did like added like extra eyes in the back that we can never see.
Well, let's move on.
Yeah. Ooh, Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Of course.
Yeah. So this movie, you know, Lord of the Rings, one of the most acclaimed,
Right.
film trilogies of all time.
Yes.
Some people say that the movies are better than Tolkien's books.
Don't read the books. Didn't read the books.
I did. I'm not a okay. Maybe the films just aren't for me, but what do you think of the movie? Well, I get the
I like it.
okay, yeah.
Precious. Precious. Precious mean.
Splashes and splashes, precious.
Oh yeah, that's impression. Someone like.
That would kill us. That would kill us. Kill us.
Yes, someone like I've got him.
Oh God, I'm getting old. That's like torturing my throat.
Yeah. You would have it's I like the movie. It has like its fantasy. I like it. I like it. It's not like Soda being one wing with them or Frodo, John trying to get to Modo, put them into the fire, and like people like other cultures. I should say I don't know. Just like pick the leader and just go on a fellowship with Frodo.
Okay, you know what? Fucking Andy Serkis deserves an Oscar for like maintaining that voice throughout two whole movies.
Yes.
Like I just did that for like 2 sentences, and I feel like I scraped sand. I swallowed sandpaper.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah. So anyway, let's look at some earlier concepts for the Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
But before that, one of the earlier ideas for a live action Lord of the Rings film was the Beatles approached Stanley Kubrick about adapting them in an adaptation of the Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
And the only part I remember is John Lennon wanting to play Gollum.
yeah.
Yeah. J.R.R. Tolkien was still alive at this point, and he hated the idea.
Good
Yeah.
on him, because they'll be the worst.
Yeah, and Stanley and even Stanley Kubrick said that the book was unfilmable.
Yes.
And keep in mind that, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but Stanley Kubrick said that if you can imagine anything, you can film it.
Yes, exactly.
So I guess Stanley Kubrick would have a great admiration for Peter Jackson.
Yeah, yes. He would have.
So anyway, when Miramax was unable to finance the original two films, they tried to get them to mesh it into a 2-hour movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, thankfully Jackson understandably considered this to be cutting out half the good stuff.
Yeah.
It was considered that they shortened Rivendell and Moria, cut Bree and the Battle of Helm's Deep, lose or use Saruman, merge Rohan and Gondor with Eowyn as Belmer's sister, having Ents prevent the Uruk-hai from kidnapping Merry and Pippin.
Really?
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein considered replacing Peter Jackson with Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, no.
Ashley Judd and Mira Sorvino were considered for the film, but Miramax executives warned Jackson against casting them, claiming they were difficult to work with. In reality, however, this was a malicious slander spread by Harvey Weinstein because both women had rejected his sexual advances, which Jackson only realized after Harvey Weinstein's fall from grace.
Wow. What can I have to say about that? Harry Weinstein gets what in prison.
Yep.
That's
Yeah. Pardon me.
yeah.
Later when Jackson took the film to New Line Cinema to get funding, He planned on only asking for enough to make 2 films, thinking nobody would make a full trilogy. Jackson thought the whole project was going to be torpedoed when Robert Shea expressed doubts. But after viewing Jackson's behind-the-scenes documentary, he asked, "Why would anyone want moviegoers to pay $18 when they can pay $27?" Stating that he wanted to make a full trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm glad he did.
good for you. According to Viggo Mortensen, that's Aragorn. To the people that don't know, I'm not trying to explain to you. The movies were never really expected to be huge hits, and it was assumed that they were going to go straight to DVD after the first movie. The surprise success of the first film changed the direction of the film, so all 3 ended up being released to theaters.
Oh wow, didn't know that. I'm glad he did.
I'm just going to skip all the casting stuff.
You don't have to repeat it off. It's like we need to say.
I'll keep this. Christopher Lee was a great fan of the books who even knew Tolkien personally, and he had always wanted to play Gandalf in a film adaptation. He took the role of a wizard in The New Adventures of Robin Hood only in order to get the producers to notice him, and later sent Peter Jackson a photo in wizard robes to suggest him the idea. When he finally entered negotiations with Jackson, however, Lee was dismayed to find out McKellen had already been cast for the role.
Really?
Yeah. Eventually, although Lee was famously sick of playing villains, Jackson managed to convince him that he would make an excellent Saruman.
Yeah, he would have. If not for Christopher Lee, he would have like shit, man.
I mean, as somebody like I empathize with Sir Christopher Lee, like being tired of playing villains and missing out on portraying his dream role.
Yeah.
Like, I really wish he could have had the not just because I'm a fan of his. I also like to see actors play against type.
Yeah.
And I think he would have, and if it was just like a few years younger, I think it would have made an excellent Gandalf.
He would have. He would have, really.
Like, imagine him saying the line like, "A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He always arrives when he intends to."
Yes.
I imagine Frodo having a very scared reaction to that, and then Sir Christopher Lee smiling warmly and inviting Frodo to sit down next to him.
Yeah.
I wonder who else could have been Saruman instead. Oh god, it actually says someone. It actually hold on. It actually says so on TV tropes, but I'm not gonna read that now. Anyway, you keep going.
The actor plays Ivan. I play Dick Randolph.
I don't know, maybe. Okay, there's a lot of casting Okay. Earlier versions of the script included additional characters like Fatty Bolger, Glorfindel, Eladan.
Yeah.
Eladan.
Yes. I need that. I need to take my antibiotics.
Oh, okay. I will just keep reading.
Yes, I do apologise.
El Roher, Erken Brand. Just tell us when you're back. M. Rahil and Forlong.
I'll be right back.
At one point, Jackson even considered reintroducing Tom Bombadil in a cameo. Gimel was going to swear throughout the films, and Arwen would join the Fellowship in Rohan and share a nude scene with Aragorn in the pools of the glistening caves. Oh wow. Huh, that's interesting. Let's see, let's skip that. Prolific Tolkien illustrators John Howe and Alan Lee, who also worked as concept artists for the films, cameo as 2 of the 9 kings of men in the prologue. According to some accounts, Jackson also tried to get there. Okay. I'm just gonna finish reading what I was. According to some accounts, Jackson will also try to get other more notable token illustrator Ted Nemsmith involved, but he had some personal business at the time that prevented him from taking the part. Scenes clearly inspired by some of his paintings appear in the film.
That would be like okay, because I never heard the rest. Sorry.
The Balrog was originally going to be shown falling in the water with his fire going out and covered in slime. Also, his fall would scare away several tentacled monsters similar to the Watcher in the water.
Oh, that'd be awesome to see. I wish they added that.
There was going to be. Hold on. Okay, you were saying?
I said it would be great if they actually did add that, like the barber and the seeing like a monster.
Okay.
It would be good.
There was going to be a river rapids scene in the first film where the Fellowship was traveling by boat. However, real life writes the plot when the equipment the crew was going to use was washed away and ruined by floodwaters.
Damn.
During the battle of Helm's Deep, a few orcs were going to get through, only caught and defeated by Eowyn, who was helping a pregnant woman give birth.
Oh wow, that'd be impressive.
When was the Battle of Helm's Deep? Was that the second movie?
I think so. No, the battle would be like in the third one.
I originally intended just to look at ideas for the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
Because some people consider that the best.
Yes, Fellowship was good.
I think I might prefer the Two Towers.
Yeah. I prefer like the Fellowship was good. I like any like sequels. Like I don't like really. I like the Fellowship more, but I like the others too. Like they're like my third and second favorite. My second, my third favorite.
Okay, so we've been streaming for like 1 hour and 22 minutes. Let's get to the last film we're talking about.
Yes.
And that's
was the last film.
This one.
Or Terminator. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, Terminator 3.
That was like a movie.
Terminator 3 specifically.
Yeah. Someone.
Now, giving maybe this is just because due to the Terminator sequels we've had over the last few years.
Yes.
I think this film looks better in comparison.
Yeah.
Because this film does have like a few things that I do like about it.
Yes.
Like I like the female Terminator. Some of the action.
You have the female like a Terminator.
Yeah, some of the action is pretty awesome.
Some.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think all the actors do a fine enough job.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It's good. Like I haven't seen it because we watched it together. I completely forgot like what happened in the film.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes.
So I'm gonna start reading from the thing now.
Yeah.
Just let me drink my water.
Yes.
I think my voice is still damaged from imitating Gollum.
Yeah. So.
God, is this what
Can you heal?
Is this what voice training feels like for like trans women? Jeez. So I'm gonna start.
No.
I'm gonna start reading now.
Yes.
James. Pardon?
I was like, when you said a trans woman, but the voice in it, I'm like, no.
No, I said like I asked, is that what voice training feels like? Trans woman, is that does the throat hurt that much during voice training?
Yeah.
Because I've seen some comics by about female voice training, and apparently like some people some of them joke that their voices sound like a demon, like after a full day of voice training.
Oh, I see. My bad.
Okay, so anyway, let's just enough of that. Let's start reading. James Cameron was expected to direct. Wait, yeah. Just in case there's any confusion, we're talking about Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that was clear to you, but in case anyone watching it was unclear to them. James Cameron was expected to direct the film during the mid-90s, but due to Carolocco's bankruptcy in 1995, he lost interest in the franchise and focused on doing Titanic.
Ooh, yeah?
Ridley Scott was asked to direct, but he was busy with Black Hawk Down. Ang Lee was also offered the job, but he was busy with Hulk.
Yeah.
I
see, yes.
Yeah, Michael Bay was also considered. Ironic, since Michael Bay would go on to direct Transformers.
Yes.
John McTiernan was also considered.
McCain. Never heard of him.
I think he directed the first Predator.
Never heard of him still.
Director Jonathan Mostow, who ultimately directed this movie, accepted the movie with the condition Linda Hamilton returned. Hamilton was offered to reprise her role, but declined after reading the script, in which she was killed halfway. It had been entertained the character of Catherine Brewster was created to replace her.
Oh really? That sucks.
Yeah, kind of weird, interesting, since in the movie John Connor says that she remind him of her mother, of his mother, which is a weird Oedipusy line.
It is.
Arnold Schwarzenegger originally wanted China from the WWE or the WWF to play the TX.
Really?
Yeah, there were also
wait to see.
Yeah, there were also ideas for actors of either men or women to portray the TX, because it wasn't decided if she was going to be a man or a woman.
Yes, I'm glad they chose a woman.
Yeah, me too. Claire Danes was a last second change at the original actress for Catherine Brewster, because they thought she was too young. I wonder who it was.
Yes.
In the earliest draft, John had become a Silicon Valley CEO. Sarah was alive, but alienated from her son, and the film would end with missiles being launched but disabled en route. Later, this received a subplot where a seemingly heroic TX infected John with nanomachines in order to have him betray the resistance in the future, with the TX being sent by Kate actually to kill him, in what would be a downer ending, with present Kate being killed and John still having nanomachines in his head. Predictably, the executives were angry with those developments.
Really?
Yeah.
And what? And they're putting like that. Like he was like similar. It sounds similar to the other one.
Yeah. Terminator Genesis. That's
yes.
interesting.